guys, what's going on? I'm Sam Crack, and right over there is the Jaguar. I don't want to show it to you this instant, but it's already back from paint, which I can't believe. I dropped it off on a Wednesday afternoon, like an hour before the paint shop closed. They called me Friday morning and told me it was done. I could pick it up anytime. And, well, the story gets better than that, but I'll tell you and show you around the car in just a second. But I've actually been disassembling the whole entire front brakes. We're gonna change the colors of the wheels and the brake calipers. This thing is gonna look absolutely outrageous when it's done. So let me take you over and show you how it turned out. All right, here we go. It looks absolutely outrageous. This color is called French Racing Blue. Now, a lot of you guys in the comment section said paint it Grabber blue, paint it that bright Volvo blue, paint it that bright BMW M color blue, or that bright Audi S blue. This is kind of similar to all of those. And honestly, for a cheap paint job, a paint job for an entire car that cost under $500, I really, really love how it turned out. Now, you guys might not like the color, but as far as the quality of the job goes, I would say it's decent. The worst part about it is there was just a couple fails. Now, the first fail is on me, and that is my body work. Honestly, I'm not a body man. I attempted to do it with this car because it is a more inexpensive car, and it didn't turn out absolutely perfect, but I'm gonna show you around the entire car as I show you kind of their fails. And then you guys let me know in the comment section below if you see any of my mess ups. Now, I do think I went overboard on the prep work, but I do think that there were some big things that were helpful in the prep. Number one, removing the big stuff, the grill, the leaping growler, the windshield washer nozzles there. The reflectors are missing all along the car here and in the back. That sort of stuff is great because if they were to paint around it, as I'm about to show you, they did do a little bit of overspray everywhere. And you see right here, this is funny because this goes along with the funny story. You can see how it's kind of like gray and then blue on the overspray parts. I'll tell you why in a minute. But anyway, they did overspray. Like, look at, so here's your gasket on this side that has a little bit of overspray. That's not a big deal at all. Let's go to the other side of the car. And they sprayed the entire gasket on this side of the car. I mean, come on. So the first fail of the cheap paint job is overspray. Number two, they painted a few things that I don't think were meant to be painted, although it's not a big deal. Like right here, this button is just like black from the factory. This is what opens up your trunk. Well, now it's blue. This is the second best fail. There's one even better fail. I'm going to show you. It's right over there. But they actually painted the spoiler for me in the grill, of course, because I took it off the car. But they painted the mesh in the grill the same color as the car. Don't you guys think that's kind of funny? But wait until you see this. They painted the intercooler. Look! The intercooler is blue. Everything in there is blue. So, besides all the overspray, okay? I know, you guys are probably going wild in the comments section right now. Look at the fender liners are all blue. My spring is blue. I mean, they must have put this on a lift and painted underneath it because everything is blue. Other than all this overspray, the job itself, the smoothness of the paint, there is a slight, really not even hardly noticeable amount of orange peel. But once this car is completely dry, I'll be able to sand it, finish it, and it will look absolutely, well, you guys might debate that because the color choice, but it's gonna look beautiful. And I'm really, really thrilled. And again, I don't think you could beat the deal. Now, before we jump into some more work right now, like I said, I dropped this car off on a Thursday evening. I got a call on Friday morning that was already done. And when I got there, I said, wow, that was quick. And they told me, well, you know, you want to know how quick it really was? And I go, well, what do you mean by that? And they said, well, we painted it the wrong color first. That's why you see that little bit of gray right there. They painted this car the factory color. You guys remember it was kind of like that grayish, bluish color. And they painted it that color first. And I go, wait a minute, does that mess up my paint job? There's like 2 layers. They go, no, it's twice as thick, so it's twice as durable. I know, I'm not thrilled with that, but this came out pretty darn good. Oh, I missed one fail. This is the worst fail. It's got to go back for this, but this is no big deal. They should be able to fix it pretty easily. Check it out. you could see if you look close to the bumper, and by the way, obviously I just got done polishing this. I'm going to show you that in a second. But if we come around the edge here, do you see? They missed a little bit here. That's the only spot I could find in the entire car. Obviously, they'll just go ahead, repaint the entire bumper, and then this thing will be as beautiful as you guys think it is. So definitely let me know down below. I personally think it's wild. It's exactly what I was going for. And we're about to make it more wild right now. Like I said, I already started the work on this car and I've been recording it all along. So let me jump to the first thing, and that is polishing these headlights. Look at the difference a little bit of sandpaper and polish makes. Now they're not 100% perfect. I gotta go and get some in-between sandpapers, and I just went for right now and I put a little bit of polish and then wax. And the wax is gonna keep them sealed for, I'd say, a couple weeks before I can go ahead and get this all taped off. I don't even wanna put tape on the surface because I'm afraid it might damage this fresh paint. So we're gonna let those be the way they are for right now. When they're dry, what I'll go ahead and do is tape everything off. Use the dual action down there with a cutting pad, make them near perfect again, and then I'll seal them off with clear coat. But this is what we really want to work on today. Let's get that started. Here's our first casualty of the day, and it might explain why our brake rotors are so grooved. These lug nuts are so over torqued, I can't get them off by hand. I've also tried to use the impact, but I don't have a proper impact socket. But I completely snapped the adapter here in two, which is not the first time I've ever done that. But we're gonna have to figure out another way to get these guys off. 3 out of the 5 of these are completely stuck on, and it actually might have broke the impact gun because it stopped turning at one point. So that's no good. And let's see what we can do here. Take everything out of my pockets. All right, look at this. All my weight on this. Here we go. Look at this. It's not even moving. Two. There we go. Wow, an hour later and I have this clean. Look at how dirty these are. These clearly haven't been removed from the car in the 14 years they've been on there, but it's about as clean as it's gonna get. I'm gonna tape the pistons off, all the areas that brake fluid go into, and I've already sandpapered this. I went from 320 to 400 to 600. I'm gonna primer, and it's time for paint. So let's see what these guys look like when they're all done. I'm still working on these darn Corvette headlights. Some moisture must have got into this one because there's some rust in there. I've got to take care of that before I go ahead, clean it up, reassemble it. I've got my brand new lenses right here. And that's gonna look good because this is what the lenses originally look like on the set of lights that I bought. And of course, I gotta change the color of this trim to white like I did on that one here. But let me show you what the calipers came out like. Over here, I've been letting them dry for about 3 hours or so. and they came out really nice. The paint came out really smooth for just a spray paint can. This is a ceramic paint, so it will withstand the heat, and everything just looks nice and uniform. These are actually legitimate Brembos, so a nice white Brembo sticker would look really good right there. Maybe we'll do that in the future. But otherwise, these things are good for like what? Another 5 horsepower? 10 horsepower? Now that we're done with the front calipers, we're gonna spray the front wheels. I asked on Instagram and also in the community section here on YouTube what color you guys want, and you chose this right here, gunmetal gray. So that's what we're going with, but I got a little twist on gunmetal gray that I hope you guys like. Let's start with the primer coat and base coat, and then we'll get to the top finish, which is gonna be pretty unique. Man, am I happy you guys chose this gunmetal color because it looks really good. And this is the final coat. Everything's really nice and even. A darker wheel definitely is gonna look good with that bright blue color. Now, the only other thing I wanna do with this is put a clear coat on it, and I actually bought a special clear coat. This little bottle right here, it's only 7 ounces. It's like 3-4 times the cost as just a standard clear coat or standard wheel color. Is called Clear Effects and says multi-color metallic effect, enhance the look of any color. Now I looked this up online, and it's supposed to shift the color of this gray in different lighting, which I think is a lot of fun. So I'm gonna do this one wheel, we'll see how it turns out, and if it looks good, then of course all the wheels are gonna get it. So I really don't know if this made much of a difference as far as the color changing effect goes. I'm going over everything real slow so you guys can see whether or not the colors shift. It definitely is a little bit more glossy, and I expect that because we do have a clear coat on top, but there might be too much metallic already in this gunmetal for there to be a big difference. But in the pictures I saw one on a gunmetal gray, and it, you know, it looked a little bit more purplish or bluish hue in different lights. So, well, maybe when it dries a little bit more, it might look different, but otherwise, I can barely see it. I see a little bit of different color, but tell me what you guys think. So guys, you've seen the colors of the wheels, the brake calipers, and the color of the Jaguar. And it's time for you to put that all together in your head and think about what it's gonna look like, because I need a little bit more time to reassemble everything here. But next time we'll be doing a video on this, it will be all back together. We'll have fresh, brand new front brakes, it will have brand new brake fluids, and maybe we'll even have a chicken drive it. But until we get there, I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. All my contact information is in the description box below. I really do want your feedback, so make sure you hit up the comment section below, and at least if you think this is one of the most outrageous Jaguars you've ever seen, hit that like button. Guys, until next time, I am Sam Crack, and I will catch you very soon.